Hi, I'm Amy Becker. I'm a board member of CAT, and I'm here today to bring you our next interview in our Women in Construction series. And today I have the privilege of interviewing Kristine Keck. She's the general manager of the Truckee branch of Tahoe Truckee Lumber. Truckee Tahoe Lumber. I just always say TTL.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Kristine, for
you.
being willing to do this interview.
I'm honored. Thanks.
Yeah. So can you start just by sharing a little bit about your career with TTL?
Sure. So prior to working at Truckee Tahoe Lumber, I actually worked at a lumberyard, Lumberjack in Reno. For a few years, they went out of business, and one of my customer contacts suggested that I interview at Truckee Tahoe Lumber, and that was in 2001. I started out at the counter and worked my way up to contractor sales 4 years later. And then I got promoted to outside sales, which was my original goal. That's where I wanted to be when I started. And my outside sales career lasted about 10 years. I won a couple Supplier of the Year awards while in that position. And then I took over as the GM about 4 or 5 years ago prior to moving to Soaring Way.
Nice.
Yeah,
And I heard you made this move in one weekend?
We did. Yeah, it was Labor Day weekend, September, and we loaded all of the material over and put the store together, and it was intense. But we got it done. We all hunkered down and worked together and got it done.
I saw the comment that you said, and we did this in one weekend. I'm like, what? Yeah. How did you, in managing it, being the GM?
Yes, I was so glad when it was over.
I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. We had our challenges, but now it's a well-oiled machine. It's going great here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, have you found that being female has been an asset in this role for you, or have you had any challenges working with so many men?
You know, I would say it was more of a challenge in the beginning. You know, back when I started, typically contractors didn't want to learn from women, so they would often ask to talk to a man, which I was fine with. It took me years to earn the credibility with them. Now I don't have any problems with that at all, and I'm finding that the women here, we have a lot of women here, they don't really have any issues either, and they do a fantastic job. So we're seeing more and more women join the field. So
it's very exciting.
Yeah, it's great.
And while you were in your career here, you also were pursuing your education. I'm imagining that kind of went along with your progression here.
It did. So when I decided that I wanted to go further, I started pursuing my accounting degree over at Sierra College, and it took me a while. As a single mom of 2 kids and working full time, I really could only do 3 classes a semester, so it was a journey. But yeah, we finally got it done. Yeah.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Thanks.
And you graduated with some honors too, didn't you?
I did, yes. I graduated as valedictorian, I guess you could call it that, but I mean, it's a community college, so don't get too excited.
Well, hey, that's really impressive.
Thanks.
That you did that while your kids were going through school, and did you set up homework sessions for you and your kids?
My kids were pretty young, but it's funny because when my son filled out one of those, what I love about my mom or what my mom likes for Mother's Day, like almost every answer was homework. So I realized I needed to pull back on the homework. So usually I would put my kids to bed, and then homework would start about 9 o'clock at night. So yeah, it was long days.
Man. And where did you fit in the time to train for marathons?
I don't know. But I did. I did 2 of them. Not well, but I finished. I tried to qualify for Boston in my last one, and I missed my time by like 4 minutes. It was devastating, but that was the end of my running career. Now like 4 miles a day is my wheelhouse.
Oh, that's still a lot.
Yeah, I fight injuries as I get older.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty amazing. I've always told people, I'm like, no, the women in Truckee, like, you don't understand. It's one thing to be a man in Truckee, but to live here and be in this community and deal with the weather and
you gotta be hard.
You gotta be really tough.
Yeah, you do.
Well, speaking of what it takes being a woman here, I'd love to ask if you have any, because we're trying to really encourage more women to get into the trades,
Yeah.
because we just bring a different skill set that works really well.
We do.
Yeah, and it's kind of a harder one a lot of the times for contractors to actually do all of that other work while they're out working.
Yep. Yeah.
So, would you have any advice for any young women, or maybe women making a career change?
Sure. I think the industry is a great place for women. I have found, now that I'm in a hiring position, I always hire and promote by merit. And I just have found the skill sets of women to be dynamic and organized. They're very systematic. And so they do a really good job with some of the intense environments of sales in lumber sales, because it can get very busy back in the back office and contractor sales.
Yeah.
And the girls can handle it. They do a very good job. So I would just, anybody that's interested, I would welcome to call me. I would love to talk to them, mentor them, and help them get into the industry, because we need it.
Yeah, we do for sure. Oh, that's wonderful. Do you know about the Cat Kids program we're starting?
I do. Yes.
Yeah, isn't
yes.
that exciting?
It's very cool. I love it. Yeah.
I had just real quick. I did a talk at the high school last year for the Seroptimists, and it was
cool.
for the girls and talking about different jobs.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, listen, girls.
Yeah.
Like you're probably not hearing this anywhere else, but this is not just a man's world. Like there are plenty of places. It's good money. It's rewarding.
Yes.
It's really rewarding work.
It really is. And there's lots of opportunity. The trades are kind of a dying skill. And so we are also trying to advocate the youth into getting into the industry. So there's just so much room for employment. It's timeless. You'll always have, there's always going to be a need. So it's really a great place for anybody to get.
Yeah,
involved.
Especially with AI and things going on, everyone fearful. I'm like, no one you cannot take the place of the decision-making, problem-solving skills that
of
you
the
need
trades.
Of the trades.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you would like to share with our members and community?
I don't think so, but thank you very much for the interview. And anyone that's interested in learning more about being a woman in the industry, I'd love for them to reach out to me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kristine.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your time.
Of course.
Yeah.